Well, developing tonight, a sold-out show at the House of Blues canceled tonight after threats of a large protest. WGN's Jewel Hillary is live near the House of Blues with the story. Jewel.
Hi, good evening, Bray. While fans are disappointed that Matisyahu, a Jewish singer, is not performing tonight here at the House of Blues, those who were opposed to him being here say that the cancellation of his show is a victory. Today is a special day for Danny Margolis.
It's my 40th birthday today.
But he's not celebrating tonight the way he hoped he would.
I'm really disappointed. I've been a big fan of Matisyahu for a long time.
According to his website, Matisyahu's Jewish heritage is a central theme throughout his life and music. The House of Blues canceled Friday night's Matisyahu concert after threats of a pro-Palestinian protest. Protest organizers say they sent a petition with more than 1,000 names to the venue.
If they were not going to cancel, we were going to show up and protest and demand, make our demands known that a performer that is an apologist to genocide is not welcome in Chicago.
I don't think his music is objectionable to any side. He's just Jewish. He's an Orthodox Jew. And so to me, I felt like it's sad that people protest when there's a Jew who is a Zionist.
In part of a statement on X, Matisyahu says, "While my fans and I are deeply hurt by this, please know we will not cower to these bullies and the pressure they exert. The ramifications of such tactics go beyond me and the Jewish people. These individuals and the organizations that break under their pressure threaten the bedrock or artistic expression, intellectual honesty, and empathy between people with different views and concerns." The concert's cancellation is considered a victory for organizers.
So Matisyahu is an entertainer who claims to be peaceful and spreads the message of peace, allegedly. However, in January, he went and performed in Israel for the Israeli occupation forces. And those soldiers are actively committing genocide.
To me, it's just very sad that, a Jew who believes in Israel, which is pretty much most Jews in the world, is basically protested and seen as objectionable, and that he's not protected to express his art for people who pay for a sold-out show.
On X, Matisyahu says that the House of Blues has already paid him, so he says that he's going to make a donation to an organization that helps families of hostages being held by Hamas. Also, in the days and weeks to come, leaders from the U.S. Palestinian Community Network say that they are going to continue to bring light to politicians and others who they say are not stopping the attacks and suffering in Gaza. Reporting live in the Loop tonight, I'm Jewel Hillary, WGN News.
Thank you, Jewel.